A lot of famous people actually have dyslexia. Einstein, John F. Kennedy, Whoopi Goldberg, and Steven Spielberg.
I'm teaching early childhood and special ed teachers how to be dealing with early diagnoses. I think it's so hard to teach learning disorders or disabilities without seeing what it's like. So I was like, well, I have a child with dyslexia. Why don't I ask her if she wants to come in? She was like all very excited about talking about dyslexia.
I always kind of noticed it because the teacher tried to make me learn one way, but then I would do it a different way. I used to think I was reading even though I wasn't really. I didn't really know how to read, so I would mostly just look at the pictures and cruise through it.
Ella was diagnosed in first grade. That's where they start doing a lot of reading, decoding. I got sick in first grade. I got diagnosed with breast cancer, and she was very upset about it, and we thought she's just having trouble at school because she's upset about me. At one point we went in and we talked to the teacher, and she said that she's having trouble decoding. I was like, no, I'm a first grade teacher. And I thought, no, my kid is brilliant, what is the problem? And she kept pressing and pressing. No, there's a problem.
It kind of felt good to put a label to how and what was happening. It gave me a new sense of perspective.
You have to figure out how they learn in the best situation, and I think what helped me was getting enough information.
Reading about it helped me a lot too, like, oh, that's what this is, and it also became personal for me because it was a discovery for myself about my learning style.
I don't know if she matured or, was her identity of herself as a learner. She was more involved in the process, and she was like, no, I'm not supposed to do that. This is what I'm supposed to do. I am supposed to take breaks. I'm supposed to be able to doodle. She would say that.
My parents taught me how to be a self-advocate. I started standing up for myself. And one of the ways I did it was telling people what dyslexia was so they understand it more. Mainly when you have dyslexia, it's about reading and writing, but it can be also involved with math. When I was reading, they helped me memorize the words, and so they read along with me so I knew what the word looked like.
I think she's getting better at it. I think she likes talking about it, and she likes to school people.
When I was littler, one of my things with teachers was that they didn't understand, and that's one of the hardest things when they don't understand, because they're supposed to learn what dyslexia is so then they can help people who have dyslexia.
She changed my view completely. I was a first grade teacher, so I was still teaching little kids who had issues with reading. And I found that I was sort of putting aside kids and saying, oh, they're going to learn, it's, they're not ready. So it made me more aware of it.
She read to me the other day a book that she's reading, and her fluency it was just wonderful. And I was just sitting there, I'm like, wow, how far she's come. I hope that she takes all her amazing talents and interests and somehow is able to put it all in a ball and just spread it out.